What's up, everybody? It's me, Zombie, and today I'm gonna be finally finishing my Junkrat cosplay. Right here I'm continuing to weather all of my armored pieces, and some of them require some yellow details, which I'm just adding in yellow acrylic paint. Now I'm making the single-pantsed peg leg part of the costume. I'm not making an actual peg leg, but instead I'm making a silver legging with one leg, and I'm gonna be adding details to it. This is the final back piece that's going to hold in all of my wires and stuff from my wig and my LEDs, and it's the thing that holds the rip tire to my back. It's a really simple shape. I just made a pattern myself and transferred it onto foam and then super glued it all together. After it was all done, I went ahead and etched in some details with my heat tool and added some extra details in foam. Now back to the rip tire. I painted on some silver details, and now I'm going to go ahead and start adding all of the other details over it. There are a bunch of different colors in here, and I just have to add them all. For detailing, I'm just using acrylics, a bunch of different paints, my palette, and some water to dilute and color and mix colors as I need to. For the inside of the rip tire, I'm using black and brown acrylic paint and a paper towel and some dry paint brushes, and dabbing in some color and removing color as needed. Sometimes I'll even go back with a paper towel and scrub off some paint just so I can get some extra metallic showing from underneath. For a more detailed weathering tutorial, I'll link one of mine right down below that'll definitely help you out on your own cosplay adventures. For the orange spot in the middle, I just mixed some neon orange and yellow acrylic paint until I got the desired color. Then I used a cup to trace a circle on the inside so it would be nearly perfect, and I went ahead and painted in that detail. I used a smaller brush to paint a very thin black line around it just so it would pop a little bit more. And then I used the same technique that I used on the inside of the rip tire on the outside to weather it. I just looked at a reference picture to see where it was weathered exactly and added the brown and black acrylic paint as needed. And sometimes I add a little extra too. For the lettering on the rip tire, I went in with a pencil first and drew it in very faintly so I could erase it or modify it as needed. Then I went in with some silver paint and a very small brush and painted over it. To make the details pop on the lettering, I used a black Sharpie and traced over the edges. Ta-da! There's my almost finished rip tire. All it needs is a chain. After painting the back piece I just constructed, I used the same weathering technique by pressing some acrylic paint into all those little creases and then scrubbing away some excess with a paper towel and some water. Then I went in with my silver paint and added all the extra details. Here's the leg. Again, I'm deciding not to go with a peg leg just because I actually don't have a peg leg, and it'll be much easier to walk and maneuver if I just have a legging. I'll probably wear a black flat over my foot just so I don't have to walk around in a sock at a convention or wherever I decide to go. To adhere all these pieces onto the leg, I just used some Velcro and some super glue to adhere it both to the legging and to the pieces that I needed to stick the legging to. I think it actually looks pretty neat, and it kind of moves when I walk, just like it does in the game. And of course, after everything's done, I have to figure out straps. I usually just hot glue or sew elastic around little buckles and attach them to different parts of the armor or the undersuit, just so I can figure out how this armor should sit on my body. Personally, this is always one of the most frustrating parts for me, but you gotta figure it out so you can wear your costume. Since I have most of the parts constructed and only a little bit of adjusting left to do before my photo shoot day, I'm gonna go ahead and do a makeup test. Now, what a makeup test is you're pretty much just testing out the makeup that you're gonna be wearing in character and trying on some parts of your costume. I'm starting off with a foundationed and concealed face and then applying eyelash glue over my eyebrows. After my eyebrows are dry, I'm going to add concealer over my eyebrows. Then I'm going to complete the rest of my face with some blush and some highlighter. Now I'm adding on some crazy cool eyelashes, and that is a good look, am I right? Junkrat looks like he just crawled out of an explosion. And he's got like ash all over his face, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to replicate that look by using some black body paint that is specially supposed to be used for an airbrush. After adding the paint to my airbrush, I'm gonna lightly airbrush all over my face, wherever Junkrat has dirt. After the black body paint is applied, I'm gonna go ahead and add some extra concealer over my eyebrows and make them look extra bushy and cute, just like Junkrat's. Luckily, my concealer is the same color as my wig, but you can do this with body paint or even eyeshadow. And my makeup look is all done. Now to put on the wig and the rest of the costume. Ta-da! Here is my Junkrat almost finished, minus some minor adjustments to some straps. But it's all done, and I had so much fun making this. It was so challenging, and it really forced me to go out of my comfort zone, and it really helped me learn some new techniques that I wouldn't have learned before. I can see myself having a lot of fun in this costume at conventions. I love Junkrat, he's got such a good attitude, and I'm so happy I get to wear this costume now. If you're curious about how I made the entire costume, go check out my other videos on my channel. There are tons of them, and hopefully they'll help you get started on your own cosplay adventure. If you have any questions, go check out my other videos, and if those don't answer your questions, put a question right down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I see it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!